Welcome back to JB Reviews. Today is the day we tow the black trailer with a Chevy Silverado. Now listen, this isn't just any Silverado. If you haven't watched the last video, this has the 2.7 liter 4-cylinder turbo engine. And here it is. So this truck has a 4-cylinder gasoline engine, and it has 310 horsepower, 430 pound-feet of torque. It actually has more torque than the gas V8, which is the 5.3 liter, not the 6.2. And because this is a Trail Boss, you already have a LT tire, and they have enough capacity for this type of setup here. And as you guys know, or if you don't know, GM does use leaf springs out back. And here's just a closer look at that tire capacity right there. 2,535 pounds for single rear wheel at 50 PSIs. And if you don't know, this has a box frame. And out back, class 4 receiving hitch. And you have a 4-pin and a 7-pin. We're gonna be using a 7-pin today. And if you don't know, this truck does have tow haul mode. But what it doesn't have is a trailer brake. That's not good. And this trailer is about 9,000 pounds, so we're gonna need a trailer brake. What the heck am I gonna do? Here it is. You have your Kurt Echo wireless brake controller. All you have to do is slipping in the 7-pin connector. That's it. This is all controlled off of your phone too, so I use it with my wife's Wagoneer to make sure it was working great. And honestly guys, it's amazing. It's the best thing I've ever invested in. So check this out guys. This truck has a conventional towing of 8,900 pounds, and the max tongue weight is 890 pounds. Obviously this truck has a 1,821 pound max payload, so as long as we don't exceed the payload, we will be fine. The problem is we're probably going to exceed the gross axle in the rear. Alright guys, so we're pretty much ready to go. All I gotta do is put my hitch on the back of this truck and we're gonna go down the road. So in this video, I'm only gonna get it weighed. I just wanted to go over some of the specs with you guys to make the next video a little bit shorter, because I'm gonna try to find a 6% grade. So stay tuned for that. But this is an important video because this is something that a lot of people do not do. They never take their trucks to get them weighed. And quite honestly, this is probably the biggest mistake you can make. Now, if this was my truck and I want to tow with it, I'd sell this trailer, get a 20-footer, get a weight distribution hitch, and that should keep you within the axles of this truck. However, the best thing you can do is order a truck with the max trailering packages. Ford has one, GM has one, Ram doesn't really, but for the most part, Ram actually does have the higher gross axle weight rating in the rear, so all you have to do is just get the 392 lower gear out back. Alrighty, man, this thing's heavy. Whew, this thing probably weighs about 50 pounds at least. And this is basically a B&W hitch. We're going to be using the 5 16" ball up top here, which is rated for 10,000 pounds. Typically your class 4 receiving hitch, I believe, is rated for, is it 14,000 pounds? I can never remember. But they pretty much overbuild these for these trucks. Now I do have this hitch in its highest setting, and the reason why is because Chevy Silverados in the past squatted a good bit. Now this trailer is lighter from what I did in the past because I was actually towing a pretty much 5,000 pound car in there, and I had a few other items, so I was pretty much about 9,800 pounds, I believe. So this time around it's probably still going to squat because I still have a car in there, and it's probably about 9,000 pounds. So we're a little bit over the towing capacity, just a little bit. But here's the car. Man, it's really tight in here. So yeah, here is my wife's old car. It's a 2013 Lexus. This car probably weighs only like 3,500 pounds typically. It has like a half tank of fuel in it. And as I said, there's nothing in the trailer. In the past, I would have tires in here, all kinds of stuff. So it's a little bit lighter. And when I do these testing for HD trucks, I'm gonna put like a lot of stuff in the trailer, like up here on the floor and then in the back, just because I wanna max out the weight. Alrighty, so you guys ready to see this backup camera? It's a little grainy. Okay, my wife's gonna have to go over something here. All right, there. That should be good there. So here's the first measurement too for the squat. So it's at 41 1/4. All right, let's go ahead and measure. So we are at 38, let's call it 38 3/8. So a little bit over 3 inches of a drop. Like I said, Chevys already do drop the most. And because it's being a Trail Boss, softer off-road suspension, it has a 2-inch lift, it's gonna be a little bit worse. So look at it though, not bad. But when I move it, it's gonna probably squat a little bit more too. But like I said, this is probably about 1,000 pounds of hitch weight. But I have everything all locked in. I need to go get my coupler pin, and that's pretty much it. But I know Matthew Anderson and someone else called me out because I actually lost one of my pins here. So I found another one right there. Let's go ahead and get this thing weighed, and that'll pretty much end the video. Now, having this 2-inch lift, I want you guys to start thinking about what you want to say in the next video, because I want to ask the question now, and I might come back and look at some of the comments in this video. But 2-inch lift with these more aggressive tires. Now, obviously the tires are good for towing because they're LT, but that 2-inch lift, has anyone ever experienced a difference with a truck that's been lifted versus not after towing? I may actually postpone the 6% grade until tomorrow. That way I can get the tire pressure aired up to max. You know what, now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm gonna do that, because I'll tell you right now, at about 65 miles an hour, this trailer is like kind of walking the dog here. It's like going back and forth. Now, it's windy out in this area here. Every time I come out this way, even when I've towed my fifth wheel with the F350, it was kind of windy that day, and I felt that that truck was kind of light on its feet. But all in all, I've said this in the past, Chevy trucks have performed the best. And when I say that, Ram trucks have the option to have air suspension. Ford trucks don't have really any upgrade option for the rear except for the high capacity trailering package. I know it raises the gross vehicle weight rating, but I don't think that it upgrades the rear suspension. And the last Ford truck that I towed with did awful. So I will be getting a Ford truck, and hopefully I can find one with a tow package on it, and maybe, just maybe, we can like get an idea of how well they do. But like I said, we're gonna check back in at the weigh station, and I'll show you guys the numbers for the door. We just arrived where the weigh station is, and I'm doing something a little different. Normally, I like to go over, you know, the towing and everything like that in the video, but I really want to get my thoughts together, because this one's pretty important for me, because I really do think that this is a good option for some people. And I am literally maxed out on this truck, which is really interesting. So yeah, stay tuned guys. I got some good stuff coming on this truck. All right, but we're pretty much at the weigh station. Let me just check the axles. Let me make sure I'm 100% over them correctly, and I'm straight, all that good stuff, because there's a truck actually blocking a little bit. By the way, I have a confession to make. I legitimately forgot to put this truck in park, and it literally started rolling. So that's something that I have to learn. Like, normally I'll think that it's in gear, and sometimes it'll get stuck in there somewhere, and I think that it's in and it's not. So I always recommend, if you are looking to tow a trailer, use this guy. I'm telling you, that could have gone badly. If I was in a rush, oh, I'd have been screwed. But like I said, it all worked out, because it would have been a bad day if I wrecked this truck. But nevertheless, like I said, parking brake, even if you're on level ground. Okay, now this is good. There you go. This is good. So let me go ahead and hit the button.
First way or leeway?
First way.
What's your tractor number?
007. Does anyone remember what the axle rating on this truck is? Also, does anyone remember what the gross combined weight rating is? Well, I'll show you guys one last time, and then we're gonna go through the numbers here, okay? So, here are the numbers. 14.5 gross combined weight rating, 3,800 pound rear gross axle weight rating. Payload's 1821, and as you guys saw, 7,000 pound gross fuel weight rating. I'm below the limit up front, which is normal, because when you tow a trailer, you're always going to take weight off the front axle, unless you use a weight distribution hitch, because sometimes that'll put weight back up front. Not sometimes, it will put weight up front. Now, 3,800 pounds, I'm pretty much maxed out back. That's the problem with these half tons. Now, one guy actually caught that I was over the axle on the Ford Lightning. I was going to address it, but I wanted to see if you guys would catch it, and he caught it. And he was actually one of the first people to comment on the video, and I was surprised that someone caught it. But this is the issue with half tons, guys. That's why I don't recommend these. Now, obviously, this is a huge trailer, 28-foot trailer. This thing's big. And on top of that, it's a steel trailer. If you get an aluminum trailer, 24-foot max, you probably would get about an 800 pound hitch weight with a car in there, especially it being a little bit shorter. But, you know, my trailer weight keeps fluctuating. When I did this video with the Toyota Tundra, it was a 2023 Tundra, and then the Ford Lightning, the trailer was about 9,000 pounds, like, on the money. And in this case here, I'm like at 8,000 pounds on the money. I'm pretty much under everything on this trailer, or at the limit of. So you guys can see here. Here are the numbers. So I got this truck weighed just like by weighing myself and my gear inside of here. All I have is my camera bag, which is probably about 8 pounds with everything that I have. It's probably not that heavy, it's just overestimated. And then with myself, I'm 207 pounds. So the truck's curb weight plus all that was 5397. And when you add the steer axle and the drive axle together, that's gonna give you that number there, 6,420 pounds. And if you take the 6,420 loaded GVW and subtract it from 5,397 GVW, that's going to give you the hitch weight of 1,023 pounds. And then the trailer in total with the trailer weight on the axle right there, the trailer axles, and the hitch weight is 8,663 pounds. Now, I've gotten this trailer weighed, this is the third time, 2023 Toyota Tundra, 2022 Ford Lightning. Because every truck is different, it seems like the weight gets distributed differently too. So with that being said, I think that this is a great option for somebody who wants to tow maybe a 20 to 24 foot aluminum trailer. Weight distribution hitch, this is the perfect setup. However, if you're ordering a truck, get the max tow package. That way you can get the increased gross fuel weight rating for the truck, and that way you would have more capacity there, and you get a higher axle rating. It would go from 3,800 pounds to 4,100 pounds. And in that case, you'll pretty much be under, because again, there's no passengers in here and there's no gear in the bed of the truck. That's why this trailer's too big for this. Even though I'm under everything, it's still too big because I'm maxed out. You rather have more truck than you need than not enough truck. And this truck is not enough. I mean, my wife and kids were in here, I would pretty much be over. But I hope this video was helpful, guys. Be sure, if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel. If you like the content, definitely subscribe, turn on your bell notifications. If you want to just hang out for a little bit longer and see where this goes, subscribe, bell notifications. Or if you don't really care at all, just subscribe. Who knows, you might find the love for this. But in the next video, I'm excited. I have the 0 to 60 footage. I almost want to show it to you now, but I gotta wait. And then we're gonna try to find a steep grade. Like, there you go, that's a steep grade right there. But I wanna go 50, 60 miles an hour though. So we're gonna find a grade, and we're gonna see how this 2.7 turbo does. You see that right there? I've just been sitting here for about 10 or 15 minutes and transmission is what, 11 degrees hotter than it was unloaded. You guys, you would love to see what it is when it's towing. It's a lot higher than that. So yeah, be sure to subscribe, guys. See you guys in the next video.